You breathe in. There's a quiet edge to the air, that small moment before you speak hope aloud. Today the words are simple and steady. Father, I trust your plans to prosper me and give me hope. Jeremiah 29:11. That sentence is both a prayer and a posture. It's an anchor you can come back to when fear tugs at your sleeve and uncertainty knocks at your door. You're not being told to pretend everything is fine. Trust is not denial. Trust is a decision, a repeated choice to lean toward what you believe about God rather than what your circumstances shout. So let's walk through why this line matters, what it looks like when you live it, why these words matter. They reframe your expectations. When you say, I trust your plans, you're shifting from a me-focused forecast to a God-focused map. Your plans are finite. God's plan is wide and long. That doesn't erase difficulty, but it changes the meaning of setbacks. Instead of seeing them as dead ends, you begin to view them as part of a larger path. They anchor hope in a person, not a possibility. Hope tethered to chance collapses when circumstances shift. Hope rooted in a faithful God holds because it depends on character, not chance. When you pray, give me hope, you're asking for a perspective that perseveres beyond present pain. They invite partnership. Your plans invites you into a cooperative rhythm, listening, trusting, acting. It's not passive resignation, it's active dependence, your steps guided by a wiser hand. What prosper actually means here. Prosper doesn't always mean more money, more comfort, or a perfect life. In the biblical sense, prosper frequently refers to flourishing, wholeness, and purpose. It's the kind of growth that shows up in character, relationships, impact, and soul health. Prosper can look like patience learned through waiting, compassion developed through suffering, doors opening after seasons of closed ones. If you expect only visible success, you'll miss the quieter, deeper ways God may be working good in your life. When you pray for prosperity under God's plan, you're aligning with a definition of success that isn't dictated by culture but by covenant, what God intends for you in light of eternity. How trust changes your daily decisions. Trust shifts your inner narrative. Instead of panic, you cultivate curiosity. What is God doing here? Instead of scarcity, you explore generosity. How can I love well with what I have? Those small reframes ripple into choices about time, money, relationships, and work. Not Hearst Trust clarifies priorities. If you believe a loving God is directing your steps, you'll invest more in what lasts: people, integrity, and spiritual growth. You'll choose presence over performance, relationship over reputation. Minors, trust reduces anxiety because it invites you to hand over control, not irresponsibly. You still steward well, but without the tyrant of worry. You work as if it depends on you, and pray as if it depends on God. Practical ways to say, I trust your plans. Make it verbal, say the sentence aloud. There's power in voice. The mouth is a gatekeeper. Speaking hope stiffens faith in your marrow. Try it in the morning, in the car, before a meeting. Let your voice rehearse trust. Keep a memory list. Write 3 moments when God's plan revealed itself in hindsight. Read this list when present circumstances feel bleak. Memory is a quiet but mighty weapon against despair. Create a small ritual of surrender. Before a decision, place a hand over your heart and say, Father, I trust your plans. Pause, breathe, then act. Rituals shape habits, and habits shape character. Use scripture as ballast. Memorize Jeremiah 29:11 or a few complementary verses. When doubt knocks, a rehearsed verse returns you to truth faster than an internet search for reassurance. Surround yourself with wise witnesses. Find friends or mentors who model trust, not toxic positivity. Let them both encourage and speak truth into your life. How to steward doubt without being ashamed of it. Doubt is normal. Even people deep in faith face questions. The saints have doubts. They simply refuse to be ruled by them. Treat doubt like a guest. Listen, learn, and then set boundaries if it overstays. Ask the honest questions. Why am I afraid? What would happen if I really believed God's plan? Where do I feel powerless? Answering these helps identify lies you're believing and truths you need to rehearse. Practice lament. Lament is prayer with a voice that's honest about pain and demand. It's not a lack of faith to cry out. It's a form of faith that believes God can handle your rawness. Use lament to process, not to stay stuck. Convert fear into action. Fear often hides behind inaction. List 1 small step you can take toward the thing you believe God calls you to. Then take it. Action is faith in motion. Stories that make this feel real. Imagine someone who lost a job and started to believe closure was the end. Over time, doors opened in unexpected industries, Relationships deepened, and a new ministry surfaced that used the same skills for more meaningful impact. The closure was painful, but not wasted. Picture a parent whose child struggles with mental health. Prayers for smooth roads feel crude in the face of daily storms. Yet the parent keeps saying the line, "Father, I trust your plans." Over months, their posture softens, they become a better listener, more present, and more reliant on community growth that likely wouldn't happen on an easy path. You don't need miracle endings in every story. Sometimes trust means steady faithfulness, caring for someone without seeing improvement, showing up to work without immediate reward, loving without reciprocation. Those are the quiet testimonies of God's shaping. What to do when plans collide. When your expectations and God's path diverge, remember that plans can change without being worse. They can be different and better in ways you don't immediately see. Pray for eyes to see the long-term good. Grieve legitimately. Loss is real. Give it space. Grief isn't a sign you don't trust. It's a human response that needs tending. Reassess goals through a spiritual lens. Ask, does this align with the fruit of the Spirit? Does it serve others? Is it rooted in humility? If the answer is no, adjust. Keep moving. Waiting doesn't mean stagnation. Continue to cultivate joy, serve others, and steward opportunities while you wait for clarity. How to pray this line beyond your own life. Pray it for others. Speak it over friends, families, and nations. When you declare trust for someone else, you participate in communal hope. Frame it for your community. Pray, Father, I trust your plans to prosper this church, this neighborhood, this workplace. Collective trust shapes communal action and resilience. Use it as an intercessory posture when you don't have answers. Sometimes your calling is to stand in the gap, to hold hope for others when they can't. Daily practices that cultivate trust and hope. Start small. Breath, name, thanks. Begin each day with a breath. Name one thing you're thankful for, and say, Father, I trust your plans. Tiny practices sustainably shift your heart. Read slowly. Pick one psalm or short passage a week. Digest it like food. Let its words season your responses. Serve consistently. Serving isn't just work. It reframes you from consumer to contributor. That posture reinforces trust because it reminds you you're part of a larger story. Rest deliberately. Sabbath rhythms teach trust, that the world won't collapse if you stop. Rest says you believe God can sustain the work you leave undone for a day. When hope feels dim, hope doesn't always feel bright. Sometimes it's a single ember. Protect that ember. Don't compare your ember to someone else's bonfire. If you see a tiny glimmer, tend it. Small disciplines, honest prayer, steady community. Remember that hope is resilient, not always radiant. It can survive doubt and keep you moving. Keep speaking the truth even when your feelings lag. Trusted counselors, pastors, or therapists can illuminate blind spots and give tools for moving forward. Asking for help is an act of faith, not weakness. A closing rehearsal. Say it with me slowly, as if you were speaking to your deepest fear. Father, I trust your plans to prosper me and give me hope. Pause. Let each word land. Father, I'm not alone. I trust, I choose faith. Your plans, they are better than mine, to prosper me, grow me, heal me, equip me, and give me hope, the courage to rise again. Repeat it until it begins to rewire your reactions. Say it when you wake, when anxiety spikes, before hard conversations. Let this short prayer become a long habit. One last invitation. Trust isn't a one-time declaration. It's a daily, sometimes minute-by-minute return. Some days you'll succeed. Some days you'll fail. That's the work of forming faith. Keep coming back, keep the line short and the posture open. And if you forget the words, come back to this simple truth. You're invited into partnership with a God who cares about your flourishing. That alone is worth the effort of trusting. One breath at a time. Take a breath, say it again. Father, I trust your plans to prosper me and give me hope. Let those words steady you as you go.